Indy Mogul.
Have you ever gotten to a set one day to shoot and then realized once you were there, wow, I am not feeling up to this today? How did you handle it? How did the crew around you handle it? Let us know in the comments below. Foreshadowing. We started off day 3 pretty good. We shot the green screen driving scene, the one scene like that we had left with Ronnie Giles. He was not able to make it the day before because he lived in an area that was hit much worse by the bad weather that had affected us on day 2, and he just wasn't able to make the drive. But he was there that night. He got there early enough that we could shoot this scene before the sun went down, which was when we had to wait to shoot the other one anyway. So it was great. We popped out the green screen and we got to work.
Now I'm holding the green screen. See this? See this?
Action.
Yeah, I've been living in this city almost 30 years now, you know? Seen it all, done it all. My parents, God rest their souls, they moved us here when I was a kid so I could be in a good school system. The school system, huh? Can you believe it, to look at this place?
We finished up the green screen, and we ended up going outside to where our new back alley is, which technically was not an alley. It ended up working out perfectly, just the way how everything looked, the battered buildings and everything, and worked out pretty good.
We started setting up in the alley. We had a good crew there that day. Matt Planer was back on set. Erica Ravallo was back too. They were both a great help. Ronnie was keeping the cast and crew entertained.
How can we keep alive? How can anything survive when these little lines take you into?
That's actually what he does for a living. He's a professional.
Thank you, okay. And no TV monitor.
But if I'm being honest, my head was not completely in it on day 3. I was feeling a little burnt out at this point. It wasn't just the shoot. I could have handled just that, but there were other things outside of that. I had to get an episode of Friday 101 done the night before that kept me up all night. I was also doing pre-production on a shoot I had coming up the following week. There was just no time to really get prepared that next day. I was also kind of unwell for most of the month of June. Because I had what's referred to as an abdominal obstruction that was really hurting that day. I won't even go into details about what that is. You can probably guess from the name, but it's not pleasant. And I didn't tell many people on set at that point. Only a few people knew because I didn't want anyone suggesting that maybe we moved this shoot to another day.
I was completely fried. Completely fried. I worked a day job. I worked 9 hours and then went immediately from my job to the location. We were all exhausted at that point and we were running very behind, but we had to get what we needed to get done.
So couple all of this with the fact that my pre-production for the alley scene had been done for the original location and it didn't really work with the new location. We're gonna find out. He's gonna get the framing on all 3 of you guys. And that was probably the worst part about it time-wise, because everything still came out great. It still looked good, but because we had to figure everything out as we were going, it kind of slowed production down a bit.
Alright, one thing, my shadow on the wall. If I stay tight to the wall and like this, I gotta make sure my path is there.
Did a lot more, you know, 1 line or 2 at a time, fewer longer takes.
What do you want?
The 3 of you, including this one, alive.
I had originally scheduled this scene for 2 days of shooting because when I looked at it, I could tell it was probably going to take 2 days. I was hopeful maybe we could get it done in 1 because of all the location issues we had had, but at a certain point in the night, I realized that probably wasn't going to happen. Oh, I'm sorry, it definitely wasn't going to happen.
In the middle of setting up the first shots outside in the alley scene, we all noticed that there was a crowd gathering. The neighbors around us heard what we were doing, knew what we were doing, and they were all excited. Their kids wanted to come out to see what a shoot looks like. I walked over to Russ and said, is it cool? Let's bring them in kind of on the reverse shots of what we were getting so they could kind of see what everybody was doing. And Russell okayed, and I walked over and talked to the parents and the kids and brought them in.
The lighting of the scene was kind of tricky just because I wanted it to look like the heroes were lit by the headlights across from them, while the thugs were lit from behind, so we still had to light them just about half as bright, and It created a challenging lighting setup that also kind of dragged the night out a bit.
The one thing about this scene was that we were all guaranteed at least a 5-minute break throughout shooting. And the reason why I say that is because there was a train station right across the street from where we were shooting. And of course, as it's been well documented now, the weather has been a factor during this whole thing, and it was supposed to rain on top of us. It looked like it was going to be a lot worse than what it actually became. I think right in the beginning it started to rain a little bit, and then after that it was clear skies all night.
Cut. You over there, Anthony?
It's so hard walking up here keeping a straight face. Do you want me to put the gun up sooner? And I just see him back there just cracking up.
I started coming around a bit more mentally once they were in place for the showdown and going back and forth. That's why it's important to surround yourself with good people, you know, because the crew was doing a great job. The actors were all doing great as far as their performance goes. Chris was doing an amazing job with his shots despite, you know, the on-the-fly nature of everything. So luckily everyone around me was really pulling things together very well.
Father of the year. Just on that alone. Okay, that's debatable.
Oh, here we go.
Just in time.
All right, well, Larry, here. Come on over.
And once I realized that we weren't going to be able to finish that scene in one night, I started to loosen up a bit because I didn't really feel that time crunch anymore.
We noticed how much time was going by. The next option was to ask Charlie from Satisfied Service if we could come back later in July for another date that obviously we would let him know ahead of time. And thankfully, awesomely, he was very cool with it.
Before we finished up, Chris really wanted to use his jib for some big epic shot, and we did do that. It was the last shot of the night. It felt like a good place to cut the scene off. It's actually the moment in the script that I put out there for any of you who have read it, where I cut the script off so you don't know what happens at the end. It's kind of right before the buildup of the climax. So that shot right there, that's where the screenplay that I put out there leaves off. Very ominous.
We were all tired, everybody working full-time jobs, but everybody got through it. As tired as everybody was, best thing is, you can't tell on the footage.
So everyone did a great job, and luckily I was able to rest up and got my pre-production done, so I had a pretty good feeling about the next night.
We're not expecting any rain tonight, but it wouldn't be a night of shooting this movie without at least the threat of it. But I think we're gonna be fine. If the other two nights didn't get us, I think we'll be all right today. The other two nights, oh boy.
Check out the rest of this week's Indy Mogul lineup featuring Indy news covering the legalities of aerial videography, this past week's live show, and another Moguler-made playlist featuring a great day-for-night effect video from Real Havoc, followed by a tutorial on how they pulled the effect off. Also, due to a deleted video in the playlist, we checked out the Indy Mogul Reddit and added in a new episode of The Basic Filmmaker, a channel all Indy Mogul fans should be checking out. See you all next week as we document Day 4 on set.